Hello, everybody! As you'll be coming at you with my series episode review of episode 1 of season 2 of Kamisama Kiss. Yes, I will be reviewing for you season 2 of Kamisama Kiss here on this channel, week by freaking week, and I am the old boy 82. So, yeah. And I am back, guys. I am back on YouTube. I will be making videos. I was on hiatus for a bit due to computer problems, but now my computer is good and functioning again, so I will be making these videos. Now, let's get into this. Now, for those who do not know Kamisama Kiss, this is about a girl named Nanami, and her dad basically racks up a ton of debt, and she gets kicked out and she gets hooked. She's shacking up in a park, and she meets this guy who's up a tree afraid of a dog, and she gets basically made a land god for the shrine, who is Mikage, the Mikage shrine, the god Mikage, someone she found. And basically, it's the first season's about her getting to know the characters. Mizuki, who is a snake god, who later on becomes one of her familiars. You've got, of course, you've also got, you got Tomoe, who is also her first familiar from the shrine. Of course, she falls in love with him. So let's keep on going. So basically, that's the gist of the first season, her coming together with these characters and everything. But let's move on past that, because this is the first review of season 2 of Kamisama Kiss, which I am going to be reading the manga of as well during the time. So, yeah, I'm not going to sell with the anime, I need to read the manga. So here we go. Now this episode kicks off with everything as it was left. We have met Otohikamigami, who is a wind god, and he somehow had ties to Mikage. We saw this in the previous season, and Nanami calls him Mr. Hishi, or Guy Lady Guy, because he's a guy, but he's a male god, but he has this feminine dressing up style with a little bit of lipstick and colored hair and bright clothes. So you've got this kind of character. And this episode is about something new that's happening, but I want to start off the episode. The episode kicks off with a flashback to Tomoe's past. And in this flashback, we meet this character, Akura, who is some sort of demon who has some sort of tie to Tomoe's past. We don't know yet, because all it shows is them two together, a bunch of demons attacking them. They kill them all, and then Akura looks over, and Tomoe is gone. And it just, boom, and then the episode begins its full story. Now, this episode, we have Otokarigami coming to Nanami, and basically he is telling her that the gods of a group called Izumo, who is a council of gods, basically have debated over it, whether or not to have her fill in Mikage's place at the conference as a land god. And they ended up deciding that they will give her a task to complete. If they like her success in the task, they will allow her to attend. If she fails on the task, she cannot go. And throughout the episode, Tomoe does not want her to go. He is against it the whole time. Every single bit, he is against it. And he will not basically agree to let her go, even though she is full for it. And this task that they gave her is raising a Shikigami, which is, so she gets a Shikigami egg from him, and she's like, oh, I'm going to raise it, I'm going to love it, it's going to be great. And within the first day, she's fighting with Tomoe, and the egg goes rolling, and of course, Mizuki, basically her second familiar, who is a snake familiar, steps and cracks the egg, and she's like, no, 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 it's my first day. It hasn't got enough energy to feed off me to grow to its full thing. But lo and behold, when it cracks, it hatches into this little monkey thing. This little monkey familiar type Shikigami. And you can tell by its actions that it has a lot of Nanami in it, because there is a scene right after it hatches. Tomoe goes to it saying, Nanami, this thing can't really help you. It's not really good. And it has like the Nanami look on its face as it goes, scratching Tomoe's face. And it's just, you can tell just the way it's scratching and the way it's acting. This feels like Nanami to us. So, this full episode, Nanami is, basically after this, Nanami is just walking to school after the situation with Tomoe, because they're always going to school now, and he has to watch over her at school, so he goes with her, of course. And in this process of going to it, he says, you don't need this. You've got me. Basically, and he says to her, you are everything to me. You mean everything to me. Basically, and she's like, yay, he likes me, and just kind of goes skipping away. And he's like, why do I feel this way after saying it like that? And we can't really tell if he's like, it feels more like he's like, he can't get past the fact that he says he cares for her, but what he wanted to mean is that as her familiar, she means everything to him, but he doesn't want to accept that maybe there's something more, because in the final episode of season 1, he says, can I seal the familiar pact with you, and kisses her. So there's something there hinted from the first season, but yeah. And throughout this episode, Nanami is dealing with this demon and that is pretty pissed off that she is basically invited to this god conference, and to Izumo. And during this process, she keeps on trying to use her talismans, which just seems to be her only power, to do things, but they don't seem to be having effect. And later on in the episode, we find out from Otohikage Kogami, the wind god, basically we find out the reason is because her talisman power has been passed on to her Shikigami. And the way to give the Shikigami pure power is to give it a name. And basically this happened after Nanami is attacked by this demon, and basically Nanami's just trying to figure out what to do. And she ends up naming the Shikigami Mamoru, which means to protect. And during the process of this all going on in a different area, Tomoe is trying to battle this demon, feeling that he has to protect Nanami, that he has to do all this, and we even had he's like, my hands are covered in this miasma from trying to kill this thing that won't die, and he's washing his hands off. And basically we have a flashback to when he first met Mikage, and he's like, I had blood on my hands then. I was covered in blood then. Whose was it? Where did it come from? And throughout this episode, we've been seeing this butterfly, which earlier in the episode, we finally understand why the butterfly has been showing up in Season 1 and now always around Tomoe, because the butterfly is Mikage's avatar. Everyone has a different avatar. Every god has a different avatar, and that's Mikage's, so that's why we always see the little silverly butterfly flying around. But on top of that, in the end, this name Mamoru that Nanami gives the monkey, the little monkey, and says it's a he. Basically, it gives her, wherever it goes and wherever she chases it, it basically purifies everything. All the miasma, all the evil, everything. And in the process of doing this at the very end of the episode, it is Nanami who saves Tomoe by using her familiar Mamoru. Not Tomoe saving Nanami the way he planned it to be. He feels she's weak. He feels that he needs to protect her. But in the end, it was Nanami who basically saves Tomoe with her Shikigami. And at the very end, we have Otohikogi Kogami, the wind god, Mr. Hishi. Basically, they have him saying, "You passed." So basically, we're kind of getting that the next episode, she is going to be sent to she's going to be accepted and allowed to go to the conference, the Izumu. Unfortunately, this is going to be interesting because Tomoe has been so against it. It's going to be interesting what he's going to do and how he's going to react now she's been accepted, that she's allowed to go. So that's what this episode was mostly about and what happened in it, which was a lot of stuff to go on, but it was a good start for a new saga because the first season was just Nanami getting accepted. Basically, they introduced new characters and getting a relationship. Now they're bringing in a whole new aspect, more gods, more interaction, Nanami's full role as a god, and everything. So this is going to be a great season. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to read everything with Kamisama Kiss, and I will be bringing you to this week by week. Thus, this is the old boy 82 saying, if you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. This is your 82 signing out.